Just a week before Australian households begin receiving their forms for the same-sex marriage survey, its validity is under debate in the High Court. Opponents of the voluntary survey want it ruled invalid. Two groups argue...
What time is Charlie's finish? 5:30? About 5:30?
Yeah.
We're off to our first day of hearing in the High Court, which is a bit exciting, to try and stop the postal plebiscite.
What time do you want to leave?
8? Is that all right?
Yeah.
Piak are lovely lawyers who have taken up this case as a public interest case. Clearly it's a matter of not just social justice but human rights. One of the issues we're having with the postal plebiscite, I guess as a rainbow family and my role as a lesbian mum of 3 kids, is that it's going to unleash a whole lot of hate speech and homophobia and transphobia into the community, and in fact in the last 4 weeks we've already seen evidence of that.
So Maudie, I'm just going to send something to your teacher.
It's already taking a toll, you know, in terms of the kids' anxiety and that kind of thing. The girl asking her mum why people hate us, you know, this sort of sense of threat of not being safe in the world just really breaks your heart for a 6-year-old to feel that already.
Whenever the rights of a marginalised minority are at issue and the government's trying to exercise power in new and expansive ways, your radar as a public interest lawyer is always going to be going off.
So PIAC organised all the paperwork, counsel. They've been really fantastic in terms of explaining the process to us. We're not lawyers, so it's been really good to have them step us through. So they've been just an amazing support and advocacy unit for our case today.
A postal vote is unnecessary, it's unfair, and it's Parliament's job to decide issues like this. They're the things that we're asking the High Court to decide today so that Parliament can get on and do its job and legislate for marriage equality. Thank you. Our clients and people from across the LGBTI community saw it as being vital that PIAC stood up when it mattered, that we took up the case for the LGBTI community and that we held government accountable when something was being tried that's never been done before in Australia.
We like to put a pin in every time we go to a different country. It was a trip with a couple of friends of mine. We were going to just explore Thailand, Bangkok and Pattaya. I went online and I found some travel insurance and booked it. We were at a restaurant having dinner, just a normal night. All of a sudden my head just got flooded with all these strange thoughts. I was just getting more and more anxious. There was like hundreds of thoughts coming into my mind at once. It was a really strange experience. I ended up going to a hospital. It was diagnosed as a psychotic episode. My husband had to jump on a plane and come over and get me because I needed someone to accompany me on the plane. I claimed for emergency medical and hospital expenses. They came back with, we will not pay for expenses arising from pre-existing medical conditions. I'd had postnatal depression after my first child was born, but that was 16 years before the incident in Thailand. I was baffled, basically. I was just like, I couldn't believe that they wouldn't pay when that's what they're there for. That's why you buy insurance.
What we see are far too often are unfair and discriminatory practices towards people with mental illness that have been entrenched for a very long time in the insurance industry. PIAC has tackled this issue from all angles. So we represent individuals in claims and complaints, we engage in policy work, and it's taken a very long time, but we are slowly starting to see change.
I can't believe that all PIAC did was write a letter and then the insurance company changed their mind. That's incredible for me, yeah. And it made a big difference to me and my family.
Our firm's got a pro bono program. We've got about 10 lawyers. We take it all in turns and we go out there once a month for a couple of hours a day, and we provide like a legal clinic. Hey, I'm just heading off to the shed. I'll see you a bit later. It's unpredictable, so you don't know what sort of inquiries or legal problems are going to come your way. It does keep it interesting.
Hello. Hello, Ross. How are you? So do you have to go to court?
I know, I've been to court.
You've been to court. And what happened? Were you charged?
I was charged.
The Homeless Persons Legal Service is a free legal advice service for people who are homeless or at risk of homelessness in New South Wales. We run 15 free legal clinics in Sydney and in Newcastle, so anyone who's homeless or facing potential homelessness can come and see us and get free legal advice. Legal service delivery is done by our volunteer lawyers, so we work in partnership with 14 major law firms who provide pro bono legal assistance, and we have about 500 people who volunteer with us each year, and the biggest part of my job is supervising those 500 people and supporting them to deliver the legal services.
Yeah. So are you going through the Police Complaints Authority? Or?
Well, I mean, these people don't always know their rights, and the law can be a very, very difficult thing to try and to navigate. The access to justice is an issue. Lawyers are very expensive generally. They're not aware of the services that are out there. So this way they're here and we come to them, and it's easy for them. They don't need to worry about travelling out to see lawyers. It's all here.
The support we get from our donors, our sponsors, our pro bono partners and pro bono barristers who do a lot of fantastic work for us is absolutely critical to the impact that PIAC's able to have. Having a diverse set of supporters and funders is critical so that PIAC can do the work it does, have the reach that we have, and be able to do it fearlessly, knowing that we've got that diversity and that sustainable support.